24 carat means is the purest form. What is 916? If you say when is the right time to invest in gold, it is today. In year 2000, the gold price was 400 rupees per gram.
Running a business even for 10 years is a tough task. It has carried on for 3 generations.
My grandfather used to have all the jewelry in a bag and then bring back to his house. It started from there. Let me say, when I got into business, per gram it was 160 rupees.
Back in those days, how were you designing the jewels?
Gold availability is very minimal in India. Only the Kolar gold mine was there. Even those days it has to come from say Africa or Australia or from China. So when we had applied for this to the government of India, they said that they don't have the foreign reserves for it. Then they had rejected.
This is a very stigmatized and very hard topic. What is making charges? What is wastage?
The mistake is on us, the jewelers. We have taught the customers too much. Making it so transparent, we are the ones who are taking all the beating.
How do you see the future in the next 100 years?
No, it will keep going. Like if it is more peaceful, the peace is there everywhere, the gold price will come down.
Is it a scam to make more people buy jewels, or it has a significance?
As a jeweler, we are all lucky that, the most beautiful 2 things from God we are dealing with.
Why are gold making charges so high? How to effectively invest in gold? Is astrology-based gemstones a scam? How does gold retail work? Welcome to the Master's Edge episode 2. When I say gold, it invokes a lot of different emotions in India. You might consider it as an accessory, it could be a gift, it could be a family heirloom, it could be anything. Today's guest is Mr. Badri Kota, Managing Director of Kota Jewellers Private Limited. Kota Jewellers is over 100 years old with humble beginnings, started way back in 1924. Mr. Kota is a third-generation businessman with over 30 plus years in the jewellery retail space. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. I'm Cibi. I co-own and operate 2 businesses out of Coimbatore City, India. One is CNV Engineering, an engineering component sourcing firm. The other is Vesta Industrial Solutions, a B2B sales and marketing consulting firm. Over the past 12 years, me and my business partner Vignesh have had the pleasure of interacting with a lot of professionals and entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds and learning from them. We started this podcast as a way of sharing that knowledge with the world. So if you find value, do consider subscribing. Before we dive in, to have a seamless experience, I request you to switch to 1.5x video speed and reduce the resolution so that you could save on data and focus more on the audio. You can also listen to the podcasts on Spotify, YouTube Music and Apple Podcasts, the links of which I'll leave in the description. Thank you so much once again for your time. Hi sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for being on the show and accepting our invite. We started this show just as a networking, revamping our network and bringing the knowledge that we have gained from interacting with people like you to much more people. That is the objective with which we started the podcast.
Now that we have given an intro about you, I think it is better if you cover a short, crisp intro about yourself, because I feel that will add more value to the audience. So if you can let the audience know who exactly Badri Kota is and how you are here today and your journey from your early days.
First of all, let me thank for inviting me for this show, and also this will bring back my earlier memories, because of which how all started, what all happened. So I am Badri Kota, MD of Kota Jewellers. Our jewelry store celebrated the 100 years 2 months back. So we've been here for 100 years. Thanks to my forefathers who have been steadfast in giving the foundation so that we can be continuing this journey for so long. Started with my grandfather, B.R. Nataraj Chettiar, and he handed his mantle to my father, Mr. Dhruva Kumar. From there, he had given to us. So that's how it all started.
How was your early days, sir? Where did you do your education? You were basically born and brought up at Coimbatore, or did you do your education elsewhere and then you shifted? How was it, your early life?
All through, luckily for me, I'm been a Coimbatorian. My schooling as well as my college I did in Coimbatore. I did my mechanical engineering in CIT, after which I did my gemology course. I did my gemology course because I thought I have to also be a part of the tradition what my grandfathers have given before even going into...
Already in the plan?
No.
You wanted to do mechanical engineering first, then you had some other thoughts of pursuing a different career and then you shifted back into the family business. How was that? How did that happen?
How that happened? First, let's go to like why I came to mechanical engineering. So I had set of friends in 12th standard who all did the, we were in the A group. So we all aspired to do engineering. So when they all did, like, I followed them. It's as a group. It's not that I had some particular interest.
Okay.
But my parents did see the interest in me doing a lot of things in mechanical, especially when I go to automobile and, fixing the cycle to bicycle, to motors and everything. I used to take keen interest in doing, even the electrical things and all that. So I think my parents thought he could be, interested in engineering.
Right.
But not only that, as I told you, because of my friends that, we all moved into engineering. And luckily for me, a lot of my friends once again came into CIT itself.
Okay.
So that's how the engineering thing started with me.
Have you ever asked your grandfather as to what made him start this business in jewelry retail? You could have done anything else, no? Like, what was the motive for him to start this jewelry business?
I was not old enough to ask such questions because before then he passed away.
Okay.
Yes, if you ask me this question, naturally I did speak to my father. My grandfather, I don't think I can give a answer to this, why. But then my grandfather's family was into making jaggery.
Okay.
So that's how it all started, jaggery. And then we had a place, land in Big Bazaar Street. Those days, I think 3 or 4 jewelers were there. One among them, my grandfather. So that's how this jewelry thing started. And those days, Coimbatore didn't have any roads.
Yes.
It's all like,
I think this was in 1920s.
1920s, yes. Yeah, registered probably 1924. Before that itself, he had been in this field.
Coimbatore was a village at that time.
It is, yeah, of course. It was,
very small hamlet type of thing, no? Back in those days, maybe.
See, Coimbatore as it started from Perur.
Yes.
Here, because of some other reason, it all started from here. Because the chieftain of this thing, Coimbatore, was based out of Perur.
Right.
And then I think it's Tipu Sultan who had given this thing to one of the persons to run this city. Right. So that's how it was. So we didn't have any road or anything. So my grandfather used to, have all the jewelry in in a bag and then bring back to his house. It started from there. That's how it was. Like, he used to take, afternoon he'll take home, once again bring back in the evening, and then once again take back in the night. And about it, like there was a lamp, like lanterns, they will tell. So that's how they used to use. And we also still have a weighing scale right from those days. Like,
100 years back. When they started.
Yes. 100 years old.
You have it in your store.
We still have that, yeah.
Nice.
One of your stores, you have kept it dedicated for antique jewelry. Is it because like you get the designs that your grandfather did it back then, or it's of a different concept altogether? My understanding is that since you have named it as an antique jewelry store,
just to keep the tradition alive, are you continuing that? Like
the designs of
because the demand of antique is still there.
The art form, the handmade art form is still alive because of this antiqueness. Like, right, let's talk about wood, or you talk about any metal or anything. That's because of the handmade, the nuances followed by them, the process what they followed. Those things even now, like, you can talk about, the watches, you talk about anything. Those days they spend so much time on quality, how it is made, than the commercial part. The product part has to come out well in material of how much money they make. So that was very interesting, and that is where I also look at. For me, if a product is given to a customer, it has to be nice, like they have to hand it over through generations.
Right.
The reason being that, it has to be like, the granddaughter or great-granddaughter also should feel that I want a part of this jewelry.
It's a family heirloom.
Heirloom, yeah. That is what I like.
Gives you joy.
Yes, gives me joy, yes. So that's how we started. And when if we are interested in such products, naturally we want to give the same to the customers. when they we give out of our passion that, naturally they also celebrate that and then like it.
So let us touch upon what is gemology, sir? Because we are laymen in the gold industry. What things do you study in gemology, and how does it actually help you be a better jeweler? Because I know you do manufacture also. Like you have a shop that manufactures and you have a retail outlet also. Walk us through the process, right? You studied gemology. Now I think you must have taken over the reins from your father. You personally have been doing this for 30 plus years, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
After you took over, right? Walk us through that journey. Now you're a fresh gemologist. And what was your learnings once you took over from your father? And what and all you experimented? Touch upon that journey, sir.
Before touching on gemology, let's talk about gold.
Yeah.
Because a gem as such, you can't use it unless it is fixed in some metal or somewhere. Otherwise, so because we use the gem mostly in gold and little bit in silver also. When coming to gold, it is naturally most malleable and also rust proof. There are so many reasons gold is so, it's been there for many, many years. If you want to make a product look nice and glittering, it will be the gold which will enhance the look of the gem. So you can wear it as a ring, you can wear it as a pendant, you can wear it as so many other jewelry forms. Why gemology? What is interesting is that gold jewelry, almost everyone does. But when coming to gemology and gems, it is very few who have studied about it can, give the, complete knowledge to the customer and then make them feel that, yes, I am buying from a safe and a person who knowledgeable person. There might be people, just out of mill, they just go to a shop, buy and go. So, but then there are customers, they want to know why I'm buying this, what are the things involved in the gems. So gem as such is a mineral. Not a single gem will be like the other gem.
Everything is unique.
Every gem is unique because the mineral composition changes from one gem to other. Even if say, let's just talk about a simple gem as a garnet. The composition of that particular piece will be different from the other piece. So it is totally different. So it is like a fingerprint. It's always different. So if you want to identify what gem it is what mineral is there in it, from which source, which ore it has been taken. Depending on, gems as such have evolved, I think, billions of years. It is not just, it just comes right from gold to even gems. Because of the heat and because of the pressure and because of so many other factors, the gem is formed. The rarity of a gem makes it, determines the price. And also, suppose, it should be easy enough to make it to a jewelry.
Right.
That, if you have a good gem, but then if you can't use it as a gem, as a jewelry, it has to be kept as a, showcase.
I think it has to be workable.
Workable, yes.
Can you go a little bit deeper on the rarity part? How do you determine, what are the parameters that determine a rarity of a jewel, of a gem?
So very simple. The availability.
Okay.
The need and, the demand and supply is what the rarity is, right? Let's talk about emerald as a gem.
Okay.
If emerald, the source of emerald is only one particular, say, ore,
okay,
then the rarity increases. Suddenly there is a different region where you get lot of emeralds. Then what happens? The availability, supply is more. These, the purchase count will be lesser. So that's how it becomes rare. That applies to everything, I think. Right from iron to steel to everything, it all depends on the supply and demand.
But because of the supply itself being, since it's a very rare natural resource, supply itself being so small, that is why the rates are so high? Generally, jewels, all those gems, all those. That is the reason why. Is it the reason why it is high, or is there any other reason?
Once again, let me come back to emerald. Certain people, they will feel that I need a darker hue of the emerald. Certain people like the lighter side. If say more people, are liking the darker shade and the availability of the darker shade is less, then the demand becomes more.
Thank you for the insight on what is gemology, sir. But I would like to know why you chose gemology specifically. Where did you do gemology? Because back in those days, these fields were not that famous, I believe. Why you chose gemology and how it helped you taking over from your father? You could cover that journey also. It would be very insightful.
So gemology as such is a study of gems. It's a basic thing. My father and more so a little bit of my grandfather, when they had customers asking for, we like to buy diamond jewelry. My father was not ready for it because he himself doesn't know how to choose a diamond. So he was very liking us to, learn more about diamonds so that we can start giving that to our customers. That is when we, got the opportunity to, find out how do we learn about gems and diamonds. Then after my engineering, I took up, gemology in Mumbai. The reason once again to come, why Mumbai? And one more thing was called GIA. It is called Gemological Institute of America. So that is where I wanted to do my gemology course. That was in the US. So when we had applied for this to the government of India, they said that they don't have the foreign reserves for it. Then they had rejected.
Foreign reserves for?
Foreign exchange. Even for me to go to the US and study gemology, they didn't have the...
This was which time period, sir?
It's 1988.
Right.
So then I thought, okay, I can't wait till then, things resolve. So I checked and there was a course which is done by the government of India in Mumbai. So that was the only place where you can have a certified gemology course done.
Okay.
That is the reason, more so before coming to jewelry, I did my gemology course.
And those days, getting certified as a gemologist must have been a big thing, if I'm not wrong. How did that help you? And I wanted to touch upon specifically how that transition from your father to you happened. Because 3 generations running a business even for 10 years is a tough task. It has carried on for 3 generations. You are the third. I wanted to learn from you how that happened.
First question of you asking how it helped me.
Yes.
When a customer comes to our store asking for gems, father used to, point to me and tell he'll be able to tell more. So that itself gave me the pride that,
right.
With so many years of this thing, my father is asking a customer to come to me. So that is a proud moment for us, isn't it?
Right.
And when the legacy of the trust is there with my grandfather and father, that helped me in the customers to also trust me also to giving the right product. So once he gives, a son of Mr. Dhruv gives a stone,
Okay.
it should be right, because we can't always go and check whether the stone is the original or not. Just because it is my father and just because it is Kota Jewellers, they feel that yes, it should be
valid.
Yes. So that really helped. And added to that, when we say that, we are certified and we have the certificate behind our, store, that also helps. We don't need to tell. That itself speaks volume regarding
proof,
what...
that...
Right. It's a mark of saying that, we are trustworthy.
The second part of the question, sir.
Your transition,
your journey from your dad to you.
My dad was with us for almost his last.
Okay.
He though retired say 10 years before he 10 years before itself he had handed over the whole thing to us, but then he used to come to our store give us guidelines how to run the store. More so that it's not that the day-to-day running, giving us the essence of what business is. Like I said, he didn't want to deal with diamonds until he knows that what he's handing over is right. Until then, he didn't want to deal with it. So similarly, that sort of a thing he has imbibed in us, saying that, you know something, that is when you have to, hand this over to the customer.
Reputation.
The reputation, that is how it is. And how it helped me. So it is like, referral, one customer telling the other, saying that, yeah, we bought from here, it's good. So those days it is like, more people will ask, where can I buy jewelry? So for one customer to move from one jeweler to other, it'll take a long time. So my customer has to give so much of, confidence, saying that, yes, they are good. We can rely on them. And the trust is there. That's when, we start getting. That's multiplying effect. One telling the other telling more. And that's how it is.
I think reputation is the strongest form of marketing any business can do. Right? Word of mouth.
Word of mouth,
One
yes.
customer giving you a seal of approval. When you took over, what and all challenges you faced, sir? Until your dad was there, he must have guided you. There must have been some level of control from his side also, if I'm not wrong. After you took over, how challenging was it? What and all challenges you faced? Because you had two businesses, right? One was manufacturing also. The other was, of course, your store and your retail thing also. How was that journey?
The manufacturing part of it, we would proudly say that my father was one of the pioneers in showcasing Coimbatore-made jewelry throughout India, throughout the world, I suppose. Probably he should be the second or the third person. Along with him, there are two more people who had showcased the manufacturing ability of Coimbatore. The reason being that we had the workforce which always looked into making very intricate jewelry, which was not available outside Coimbatore. And also, we have Kerala. The Karigars from Kerala, they have that sort of a join together with the Tamilians. The Tamil Nadu people had the tradition of how to do it. The Keralites had the nuances of making it lighter. So the mixture of these two made the jewelry what it is in Coimbatore throughout the India. Even today, you go any jewelry store where they deal with Indian-made jewelry, you will see a minimum, say, 2 to 3%, minimum I'm saying, 2 to 3% would be made from Coimbatore.
Oh.
So my father was one of the pioneers to take it to different lands. Those days we were going till Delhi, till Calcutta, till West Bengal, you name Orissa, everywhere. We used to send people from here to go and deliver jewelry from there and then bring it back.
Okay.
So that far is what that my father had already covered, say, till Tamil Nadu and say nearby state and all. When we came, it went on till Hyderabad. We went to Calcutta. We went to Delhi, Orissa, and so many other cities we go. And following through, when we see, naturally, when people see that one store is doing well, naturally they are doing well, there should be something. Then they go deep and they also will start getting competition. And we didn't have any
part of the process, I guess.
Right.
Once somebody sees you growing, immediately competition also pops up.
My father was very clear that if you give a jewelry, suppose say a customer comes to the store what we have sold to, they are the ones who are going to approve the quality. Once they bring it back and that customer, that jewelry store takes it back at a good price, that will give the jewelry store that sort of confidence. Yes, what product we are given is good. More so like, if customer buys from the store what we sold, and though they go and check it outside, if they buy it for a higher price than other jewelers, then naturally the reputation goes up. So after say a decade or 2 decades, like, more jewelry stores from different areas started coming to us. We need not go. They used to come to us and say that we need. And then, of course, there's a multiplying effect.
So since when have you been following the gold prices, sir? I mean, I actually wanted to, ask what was the price of gold when your grandfather started the business, but I'm not sure if you'll know the answer. You just told me that you were too young when your grandfather passed away. So since when are you following the prices of gold, especially being in the gold business?
Let me say, when I got into business, per gram, it was 160 rupees.
Oh,
Okay.
So that from then onwards, probably I have, its prices have gone
From
up.
then on, you're
From
following on a day-to-day basis, since you're in business directly. But you must have followed even before, right? Considering the fact that your dad and your family is in gold business. So
We hearsay, like, when my father,
hearsay,
hearsay, my father will tell this, that and all this.
Yeah.
So that's how much.
nothing consciously monitored, like
Right,
you
right,
do
yeah.
business.
Yeah.
But to your memory, the price of gold, the cheapest, the lowest cost of jewelry that you have memory about?
I think 180 rupees itself in today's.
No, that was when you started the business. That is my.
See, the prices of gold didn't fluctuate that much those days.
Okay.
Even say the gold price goes up by 1 rupee, in the newspaper it will be like, it's gone up so much, like, the gold price has shot up so much by 1 rupee. It will be 50 pies, 1 rupee, that much.
Okay.
And if at all it goes change, the price of gold will change, say, around a week or 10 days once. So because, see, gold price is determined not locally, it's international. So because the gold availability is very minimal in India. Only the Kolar gold mine was there. Otherwise, even those days it has to come from, say, Africa or Australia or from China. So when the gold comes to, from that country to, say, London, so from there, different steps, the time it comes here, the price varies. And for the price to reach from one place to other took time.
Can you touch upon how international gold trade works? Like how the pricing is decided? Which are the major factors that affect gold prices? Because nowadays the swings are very high, I guess. Suddenly, like maybe back in your days also it might have been the case. Why so much fluctuations are happening, and touch upon that international part also.
Gold price,
Yeah.
like any other commodity, it is not determined by one country.
Okay.
If the gold exchange bureau starts, say, London exchange starts, then after the working hours London, some other country starts its exchange. Trading keeps changing. So when we spoke about demand and supply, so starting from there, once again, demand and supply only. Suddenly you see a mine over which, having, say, tons of gold is available, the price will naturally come down. So supply and demand as usual is there. Then even the economic data will also determine the price, and the strength of the currency and geopolitical events. So unlike in other products, probably oil and gold will determine more what the geopolitical affairs happens. There are so many factors which determine gold price. And the gold price also, when we talk about commodities, let me come to one more point. For, in commodities, it is like, for every buyer, there is a supplier. Every supplier, there should be a buyer. This has to be squared off. If not, the price won't be there. So, once again, it's linked to demand and supply.
Right. The contracts have to close.
Contracts has to close.
Same case with silver also, sir.
All commodities are like that. All commodities. But then silver doesn't have so many factors.
What is the difference? Just for my knowledge and asking.
Silver will be in terms of more for the demand and supply.
Okay.
Let's say for the industrial purpose. Let's say for anything else. But then gold as such, because the whatever the quality it has, it can be used by different countries. They will either put all their money in gold when the need is there, like when the
it's a form of secure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can you walk us through the manufacturing process of gold, sir? How does it operate? Manufacturing of gold jewelry, or we can even come from the ore extraction process.
Does it start with billets, or how does that process work, sir? Let's say I want to buy a 10-gram chain, okay, or any example you can take. How do you start? Where do you start? Does it come in coin form, or what is the thing? Walk us through that, no?
We need to have a huge ore for even to extract, say, 1 gram of gold. So many kilos of that ore has to be there to be excavated from below the ground, mined and taken up, and then there are so many processes before you see the form of gold as such. To bringing from, say, mining from below till up, that itself I think 50% of a cost or 40% of a cost is there. And then you have to not all countries have that particular, say, South Africa. If they have a ore, it's not that South Africa government minds it. With the help of other countries who have bought that ore, that they determine how to do it, and then one country to other country it moves. And once that comes, say how this is bought by the Indian government.
Okay.
The Indian government through the banks they buy.
You're talking about raw gold.
Raw gold.
Raw gold.
Raw gold. Raw gold in the sense it's already looking good. It's sort of a bar.
Bar format. Yeah.
Bar
that
form they say.
Asking, yeah.
The bar form it comes and it goes to the government, and we can take from the bank or we can take it from the bullion dealers.
Oh.
So if we take from the bank, we have to buy in big quantities. Oh. So you take from them physical form, and then we have it with us and then give to either the manufacturer or the karigars. If the karigar means we are talking about craftsmen who are handmade jewelers. And then what they do is they convert this 24 karat gold into 22 karat gold or 18 karat gold. And nowadays even 14 karat gold is there. So for you to convert from the 24 karat to, say, 22 karat, we are talking about 4 karat difference.
Explain about carat also, sir.
The purity of gold is known in the name of caratage. 24 karat means is the purest form. The purest form, it can't be 100%. Small impurity will be there. Impurity means it's not impurity, it be some other metal. So generally it is 9999. What we buy from the, say, bank, it is they'll be talking about 9999. Okay, so or 999. When
you
want
two standards that banks buy from banks. Okay.
Now from 24 karat to different caratage, we talk about 22 karat. So that 4 karat difference is either in the form they mix with copper or palladium or silver or any other metal, which the type of color you want or the malleability you want. This 4 karat means we are talking about for 100 parts, we are talking about 8 parts will be 8 point something will be the alloy. Alloy could be copper or any other alloy. When we are talking about, when they say that 916, what is 916? When you divide 22 divided by 24, you can try it out. It is 91666.
91.66.
91.66 ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
So 1 minus 9166 is, you will see that is the amount of alloy we have put in.
Okay.
Suppose it's 18 carat. 18 carat is 75%. It is 91.6, 22 carat. 75% will be 18 carat.
Okay.
So 25 parts will be other alloy.
Other alloys. Okay. And you have 14 carat as well.
It depends on what alloy you put. Even 21 carat.
Okay.
88.5 will become 21 carat, 80 some part.
This caratage is it purely because of making different kinds of jewels, or just to differentiate in the color? Why is that caratage there? Why can't everything be 24 carat?
Generally, you don't see 24 carat jewelry because it is the softest form. Unless you add the alloy, the softness will be there.
Okay.
So when you want a gem-based jewelry, it is always preferable to go to 18 carat jewelry.
Okay.
Because a gem has to be fixed either fully or in the prongs. We're talking about the teeth part. So if finally the teeth has to be strong enough to hold on to the gem.
Okay.
Not only that, when you wear also, it should also be strong enough, while
Should not slip.
usage should not cut. Your question as to the color also, like if you want, say, copper looking jewelry which South Indians like, more copper is used and less of silver. If you go to north, they like little more whitish, so more silver is used, less of copper is used.
Just to bring the shine, or
No, people like that way.
preference
Of jewelry is like that.
And this is all in 18 carat or 22?
Either way.
Either
Way it is like that. Even when we talking about, nowadays you talk about white gold, how you get that white color is once again another alloy. 2 other alloys are added to it to bring it to the base as a little bit white. It's not fully white as you see as a white jewelry. That has to be once again coated with another thing called rhodium. That's when you get that shine. So white gold means you have to have minimum a little bit of whitishness for it to be coated with rhodium for it to look whitish. And if you want to pink color jewelry, rose color jewelry is all in vogue now. That is all rose gold. Yeah, those are all play of all this alloy only.
Base metal is gold.
Yes.
And plus based on the aesthetics,
Alloy composition.
Alloy composition.
I have a question. A very close friend of mine is into designing services. So he designs he models all the designs of jewelry in such a way that they look big. At the same time, the weight is very less as possible. So I know a jewelry company who is availing my design friends' services to design jewelry in that way. How was it in the earlier days? Even for my own personal use, I once purchased a small chain. It was pretty long enough, but not more than 12 grams or something. So how was it done in the earlier days before the intervention of before the invention of all these CAD softwares and all these software designing softwares?
The first part of it, in earlier days, the strength will come only by the alloy what you use. So because the gold price was not that much, that people wouldn't mind what quality of gold is there. But how long it lasts is more important those days than as to what quality, how much quality of gold, how much gold is present in the jewelry was not big. So probably you would have seen this in your grandparents or your mother itself. You would know that they will say that I bought this jewelry for this been good with me for so long. Why nowadays the jewelry is breaking? The question, the answer lies there itself, because the quantity of alloy was more those days, because gold was not that expensive. But as and when the caratage became better, then became softer. Once it's softer, the strength comes down.
So there has been a mindset shift in the Indians compared to 50 years ago and today on how they look at gold, actually, right?
Yes.
Sir, back in those days, okay, how were you designing the jewels? Now we see, like if you put it into a computer, it is giving such beautiful designs. How did you maintain the intricacies back in those days in terms of designing the jewels?
I mean, the basic thing of drawing only.
Oh,
We used to draw and show to the customer. I think a customer comes
That is-
with one particular jewelry and they want some changes, like, from there itself we just show them these are the changes can be made. The basic design we'll show, and then if it is say diamonds or any other gems, they want to look how it is going to look. We give it to the artist. We give this ideas to the artist, and then they come out with the jewelry with the arts, even
How it is
colored and given, so that approximately they will know how it's going to look.
So you didn't have the problem of what will be the cost that you need to, like these days when people come for a custom made design. I think you yourself gave us a approximate weight of the ring when I came with the request to you of a custom made jewel. So that was not there. That the question from the customer as to what will be the approximate cost was not there. Or if it was there,
We will be with our little knowledge what we have. We will be able to give them an approximation. That is
a
not.
ballpark figure you can.
Yes. And price was not a gold price, not that much, Even a variation of say around 5 to 10%, they wouldn't mind. Unlike these days, because the price is heavy, they won't mind, like, unless it becomes too heavy for them to wear.
There.
For them, if it's coming in form of gold the other way, but it's adding on to them, that won't be a issue for them. As long as it is durable, as long as it is, for them usage is easier, they are okay with it.
Touch upon this, sir. You get the billets from the bank or a dealer, wholesale billet supplier. How do you convert that? What steps do you take in terms of everything is hand made or what sort of processes do you go through?
the manufacturing process.
Manufacturing process.
From,
in terms of-
let us say, the journey of gold from bar to a chain or a ring or a earring or whatever.
I will go to a necklace, because a necklace means, like, everything is there. There are 2 or 3 things which happens, like, the raw form comes, the 24 carats as I told you, the 24 carats converted 22 carat. They mix alloy, they heat it up, molten form, and then they make it in a small round of this thing. From that, either it is say sheet metal, they make it as a sheet, or they use wire drawing is done.
Okay.
And if there are pockets, like, you have to have a cavity, then we even use CNC machines to cave out the excess gold. So in a necklace, if it's a handmade, I'm talking about if it's a handmade. So one part of a necklace to other part of the necklace, usually there will be a link.
Correct.
So that link, you will see it is either you have wire drawn and then put that link.
Right.
Then to have a back support, you need a sheet. So you sheet metal and brought it there. And you want some sort of a design on top of it, say like a wire, a rope sort of a feel if you want. So 2 wires are twisted together and then put there. And for the gems to be, seated, and then for it to be clamped together, you need the teeth. So we call it as a prong. So you need that also. So these all be beaten in a right way and then machine and then packed together. So that much so, like, it is the raw form of the necklace right now. But if you see that during this process, and if it is in the road, you won't pick it up. There is other processes for it to go through before it looks ornament. It's sort of like first thing they do is they drop it into an acid, a mixture of acid. So what happens that the color, whatever you have, that the black color and all that goes away.
Impurities.
impurities of the outer form.
Just
The impurity, washing part of it goes away. Then there are few more processes to make it look yellowish. Then you have to use this, buffing process happens. And there they keep that, to get that polish. The excess metal is there and all that, it takes off. And then that is where you get the shine. And again, it has to go through the acid process to take away everything. And you put it inside, this wooden dust. You put it there so that the acid will be sucked off.
Okay.
And then you clean it with soap water and everything, and then final form comes. When the modernization has taken part, we show the customer the CAD CAM designs. So the minimum quantity, what is there for this particular design, what are the different views. We give minimum 6 views for the customer to understand how it is going to
Exactly.
finally it come to right to the end of the color. We give them first, we give them the single portion. If they accept it, then we show it linked, and then we bring together. So the customer will tell probably that you can bring some, say there is a gap here, how we can fill in, they will ask. So we will say, okay, either we can place a ball, or we can place so many other motifs there so that it look more intricate and more this thing. And after that, what happens is the normal, what you do it in the other industry, the casting process takes place. The casting process is a similar thing what you see, but then ours is a little more intricate because if even fewer milligrams of gold is very expensive. So we take it to the intricate level of how to retain and how to make it to the least weight.
You were explaining about the manufacturing process so far, sir. Let's come to scrap and wastage. Okay, this is a very stigmatized and very hard topic when it comes to at least making charges, wastage. Why do jewelers put so much charges? It's a common thing among the general public. Can you touch upon what is the significance of wastage? Why that is there? What is making charges? From a jeweler's standpoint, if you could explain. I'm a layman, I don't know anything. I'm judging a jeweler that he is putting too much wastage charges, too much making charges. You must have seen all sorts of this thing in your career. Explain from a jeweler's standpoint what is making charges and what is wastage, and how the scrap handling process. Now, manufacturing, you explained for a bit how the scrap handling process happens, wastage and making charges.
For a layman to understand, you buy a cabbage, correct? As a whole with the leaf, what will be the price?
The per kg cost of cabbage will be charged,
Correct.
irrespective of the weight of the leaf.
After, say, you go to a vegetable shop, they would have taken the leaf out. What will be the price?
Probably we have not noticed it that much, but
It will increase.
right.
The per kilo what you're given as bought it as a cabbage along with the leaf.
Right.
When you go and buy it as a vegetable after the leaf has been cut, the leaf has become unwanted and then this increases, right?
Right.
The prices increase.
Right, obviously.
Similarly, say a watch. Why Philip Fate, the watch is, or Rado is expensive than say a Titan watch? The metal is the same. Why is it expensive? The amount of intricacy gone in, amount of the number of hours gone into making that watch is much more higher. The quality of the product as such also is expensive. It's more than a Titan watch. Tell me any product, what you buy. We talk about this is the amount of metal it is there. This is how the process has taken place. This is the amount of wastage has happened. That is why the prices of this watch is more. Has anyone told you that?
No.
It is only a jeweler. We are made it so transparent to the customer, saying that for me to make this intricate jewelry is more expensive, takes more time, and the amount of gold I give to a manufacturer or a karigar is much more than the other particular jewelry. So I want to take more, the price more.
From what I understand, based on the intricacy of the job or the jewel, wastage and making charges, it is not a standard rate, right? So every jewel it changes, or
every product it changes.
Okay.
If you say this particular shirt, what I'm wearing, a similar shirt will cost the same. Suppose I want to put a pocket, extra pocket. Naturally, there is labor involved.
Of course.
So you have to increase. If you have some embroidery in it, it increases. Similarly in jewelry also. Suppose you just use a dye to print a particular product, say a motif.
Okay.
Printing a die versus making a same shape by hand. There is a amount of work involved, amount of wastage involved, right? So that is how it changes. If one particular jewelry to other particular jewelry, same design is there, it's going to cost you the same. So if you say that, as you rightly said, there is a stigma around the wastage. The mistake is on us, the jewelers. We have taught the customers too much. Tell me one product where you take out from your store, you walk out of your store and come back. Do any product, are they taking back? What price are they taking back? But if you buy a jewelry from us, we give a guarantee for many years. What my grandfather sold also, I am
You're
responsible for it. Which other, say, product is there in such things? There's nothing. So the wastage, that's how it's determined. The wastage, yeah, of course, we do for you to understand more. You would have seen, while doing the casting.
correct.
You pour the molten metal in, you will see that it flies. Those things you can't get back. It just disappears. If you ask where is gone, we won't say it is gone. A small minuscule of it is gone. You can't retrieve it back. Either it's in the atmosphere, either it's somewhere else, you can't take it back. The tool what you have.
Correct.
So for you all to understand better, you give such a big metal in and then you go on, tooling it and you scraping out the metal. Finally, the product what you give is so less. But also you charge for the metal which is gone out. The metal what is there is much lesser than what it was. So you won't get it back. Suppose you take off all that what do you call scraping it to scrap. Do you think the amount of what is being scrapped out, the same quantity will be there? No. It is gone.
And the price is also not the same.
Not the same. So simple.
I think because gold as it is expensive, people expect it. Gold as it is expensive. Why am I getting these extra charges? It's a general view, I guess, if I'm not wrong.
Can you tell me what is the price of steel now?
Around 90 to 100 rupees.
Per
kg, INR.
Per kg. So 9 rupees per gram.
But if you compare that with watch, I don't think that will...
I'm not comparing. This was the cost of gold those days also. At one point of time, gold was there.
That is what I'm saying.
That time also the same problem was there.
Oh.
The only issue is we jewelers made it so transparent. Making it so transparent, we are the ones who are taking all the beating. If you say this is the product, this is how much you have to pay per piece, that's it. As how you buy a watch, how you buy a car. Then would have been easier.
This has always been there, is it, sir? That push and pull for the making and wastage.
Because it's a retail.
Yes.
Retail, and once again, what happens is, this is where you interact with the customers face to face. Others, what happens, it is manufactured and the one who buys is someone else. So you don't see face to face. So there's no choice of you to bargain anywhere. So the making of a jewelry goes through a lot of process. As I said earlier, wire drawing is there, plating is there. And more so, there is something called, you see balls, gold balls. That is where that's where the wastage is maximum. Because to make a ball to bring to that shape and that size, that involves a lot of wastage. While saying, when I talk about the necklace, while drawing the wire, there will be some part of gold which is stuck during that, in the groove.
Wire drawing.
At the end of it, what will happen is there is a part where, you hold on to it. You hold the wire and then pull, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that part, this small part is there. So that can't be used. So that will be cut. That will be placed somewhere else. Or sometimes it goes out of your hand. I'm talking about all this handmade. Machine made, we'll talk later. So once again, what happens, after you finish the wire drawing, you have to heat it to a certain degree of temperature for it to become more malleable and make it thinner. So once again, you go through a thinner hole, you pull it, and once again there is wastage. Sheeting also, you either beat it or use a roll where the sheet comes out. There also there is. It doesn't come the same shape you want. It comes in different shapes. So the edge of it, you have to cut it. And what happens, the cut part? Once again, that has to be melted. So for which you have to give more gold to the karigar for him to get back to that shape. Correct?
Correct.
So different processes, the wastage goes on adding. So for us to determine how much of wastage has gone in that particular necklace itself takes time.
Oh.
Okay. Now, after say a product is made, there'll be excess gold. So to make it more smoother, you use chisel or say use that thing to shape to grinding product where the powder gold will be falling down. It can fall in so many places. You can keep it safe, but still it will be the air also. It will be so minute, it will be flying in the air. You can't take it. If you have a AC, actually the AC sucks all that. And then nowadays we also take the gold even from the water which comes out of the AC. Yeah. But a small time, goldsmith won't have all those things. So the loss is more. It can fall on his dress. It can fall outside or it can be in the air. So these are the places where the wastage goes, where you can't take back what is fully given to you. You might have noticed that there is one particular street in Coimbatore where the water which is going on in the ditch, people go there and then take that mud out of it and then sieve it and they go through a process and then from there they take gold. So this is gone there. It's gone out of the goldsmith's hand. It's someone else. So because it is giving us so much valuable thing to even to take it out from there. That is when someone is employed there and is taking gold. So these are the places gold goes through its wastage.
What are the difficulties that manufacturing or challenges in manufacturing process of gold? If you can touch upon a few.
Most common ones, sir.
Most common
apart from wastage.
Okay.
Wastage,
the fluctuation of gold price. The supply chain is there. The compliances and say the regulations which comes from the government. Because while you're going through manufacturing, any other manufacturing happens, similarly here also you have the process. Here it will be a little more strenuous.
Oh.
It's told little more strenuous because of the valuable metal and also the gases which is emitted during the process of gold manufacturing. Even skilled labor shortage will be there. And churning out new designs. You come to a lady, she wants a different design every time, a design different from other of her friends wearing. So naturally that plays a lot of challenge for the coming out, churning of more designs. So these are the things we've faced during the.
So what is this BIS and when was it introduced? What was the logic behind introducing that or idea?
What are the regulations that a jewelry manufacturer faces, sir? How is RBI controls it, or what are the complaints part gold manufacturer has to follow? BIS, you can touch upon.
Let's touch upon BIS. BIS is a Bureau of Indian Standards. The earlier days it was called hallmarking. Hallmarking as a place where in London they started hallmarking, this. So the similar, because earlier it was not a regulated body, each shop, each manufacturer, they come out with whatever caratage, and based on the trust, the jewelry was sold and the customer buys and goes. So when after some time, some 20 years back, say 22 years back, this thing called BIS was introduced by the government so that this can be standardized and then the customers are protected. So they brought in certain norms, and probably to say we were almost the first to start doing the certification of jewelry hallmarking in Coimbatore.
Okay.
So we have been in this for a long time, but recently what happened was the government made it a little more stringent, and then they made it when the prices gone up, they want it more regulated. So they brought in few more regulations, they came up with what are the seal has to be in each jewelry. So as of now, there are 5 seals which has to be there in a jewelry for you to tell it is hallmarked.
Okay.
Say where it is, which shop is giving, what caratage it is, which hallmarking center it is there, and also you have that HUID, that code is also there, so that we can track. That was recently, the past 1 year and a half it has been there, so that we can track as to who, from which jewelry you have been bought from.
So this is individual for each piece of jewelry.
Each piece of jewelry has a unique code.
What are the 5 things, sir? One is the BIS mark will be there. HUID, you told this.
Yeah. Now we have the number.
Okay.
The number is given.
Oh, okay.
So there the number also determines as to who is the manufacturer. But you can't see. Only the government can be able to find out where it is manufactured. Once there is some sort of challenge finding out the quality, then they bring it, and then we'll be able to trace back from where we have been bought.
So it's more like to bring in more transparency and traceability.
Traceability, yes.
Ever since your grandfather started to 2022, which is 1922 to 2022, I think. 1924, right? 1924 to 2024. I think gold has grown significantly. How do you see the future in the next 100 years? Is the growth rate going to be the same, or is it is going to grow? That is without doubt. But how do you see the CAGR? Is it going to dip comparatively, or is it going to be the same steady growth, or is it going to be higher? How do you see that?
We are talking only a very small part of gold which is used as ornaments. A lot of gold is being kept in the bank reserves or the government reserves. So once the geopolitical thing changes, so as you saw during the war, the last war, the prices goes up because there's uncertainties there. What happens? The currency's valuability goes down. So money has to be parked somewhere. The only part where they all moves to is gold. Even there is oil. Even if you're talking about anything, it is final resort is gold.
It's a universally understood currency.
Exactly. So and I keep giving this as a small. If you sell 1 gram of gold in India, you get it a rupee as rupees. You go and sell it is in US, it is dollars. If you go to UAE, it is in dirhams. No, and you can get the cash immediately. Tell me one metal or one product where you can do that. Nothing.
Correct.
So it is sort of, as he rightly said, it is a currency you can
Universal.
carry anywhere.
I think that is the reason why universally all the reserves are in gold. All the countries.
Exactly.
Only us, all the countries.
No, it will keep going. Like as if it is more peaceful, the peace is there everywhere. The gold price will come down.
Okay.
Once you don't believe your own next state, or you don't believe in the next country, you naturally the gold prices will go up because the money will flow in there. And demand and supply. If suddenly you find a big, there are rumors that they found tons and tons of gold line throughout, and talking about tons being found, nothing been confirmed, then gold price will come down.
Just let us conclude. I have one more small doubt about the wastage and the part you were explaining before. Between jewelers, right? Most of them, some of them I see them offering zero wastage, zero making charges. Then how do they manage, sir? I do understand manufacturing challenges will be there. As with any product that we make, labor charges, making charges, all. You were saying like because jewelers were transparent, customers are more aware and demanding less rates. Of course, gold price itself is very high. How does that work? Because is it purely because of competition, or is there something else going on there? And I like also to know about these gold chits, like 11-month chits. I have no idea about what that is. So if you could touch upon these two, because that is where they 11 months if you buy will waive off the making and wastage charges. That is usually what I have heard. So if you could explain about that.
What will be the price of a car, the latest car? Say, let's talk about 10 lakhs. What will be the price of the same car, the same model, 4 years old, even coming out of the showroom? Will it be the same?
No.
Why?
There is a drop in the price.
No. That is because the demand for that particular design is gone. Right. If it's lesser, I have something new, why would I buy the old one? So when I see that, it is there in my showcase longer period, it's there for 4 years, it's not giving me return, what will I do? I can't keep it waiting for someone to buy. So what we do, we have to melt it. So instead of melting, mind you, while melting, even the design is, you lose. There is a wastage while you melt. Instead, I pass this, the benefit to the customer, saying that, okay, I'm going to melt. Instead of me losing a little bit, let's share. I'll give without wastage and making charge. So that way, the customer benefits. It's not because of anything. It's not because the quality of the product is less. Because the design is gone out of fashion.
That is usually the reason?
Most of the time is the reason.
Even with big retailers, is it? I'm just asking. Even with commercial retailers like say Tanishq or something, they also occasionally, it could be a marketing this thing also. I don't know.
Once you don't touch your targets.
Oh, okay.
Suppose say you have a target, like you want to finish this particular year. I want to show so much of turnover I have not reached. Then you give this thing, and then naturally you will have more.
That is the only room where jewelers can play to increase their quarterly targets. Corporates, I'm saying, big retail chains, I'm saying, as you said.
One more part we have not touched. We are telling for a jewelry, this is the wastage, this is the making charge. Correct? You go to the net and check what is the 24 karat gold price actually in the world. Like when we're talking about, say, London Metal Exchange. You convert that to a rupee. With, say, whatever the custom duty, whatever the bank charges, everything. And then what lands up as 24 karat gold, the price, from there till the 22 karat price what we are quoting, there is no margin for us at all.
Okay.
So we don't make any margins anywhere. Right? So where do we get? We have to run the show.
Correct.
We can't do service. So where is our profit? So only place is the, either we have to increase wastage. Of course it is there. It could be 1%, it could be 0.5%, or it could be even 18%. Somewhere we need to get our margins to run the show, right? So these are the places where this, we can add. So I will say, okay, I don't mind my profit. Instead of me keeping that in the store unsold, I don't mind losing my margin. I don't mind what you are given. I will give the benefit to the customer.
Okay.
Now, coming to the part of the chit, we are talking about saving scheme, right? We give this terminology chit. As a local terminology gives a chit. But it is actually what happens is a monthly saving scheme. This there is a cap of saying that you can't increase your monthly saving scheme more than 11 months. By 11 months, we have to close down, and by 12th month, you have to give the product out.
So this is government.
It is a norm which was come in a few years back.
Okay.
Why is that? When we are ready to give at either a very less wastage and making charge, and sometimes without it also, because for 11 months you've been paying. To say me as a Kota Jewellers, you've been paying. 1 month you pay, that particular day you think of me. The next month you think of me. So I am in your thought for 11 months.
Recurring.
So what will happen is whenever you want to buy jewelry, your thought will be my own shop. You will feel that it's your own shop.
Okay.
So I want to buy from my shop. I keep reminding you I am there. One. The next is your money is with me. Right? So that particular month what you're given, say first month. The first month, what that particular installment is there, that money is there with me for the next 11 months. The next month is 10 months I have, like that it goes on. So when I calculate, say, bank interest, that is with me, so I give the benefit back to you. So these are the few things. And I retainership. I can say that I have so many customers with me.
Right.
So these are the reasons, how a saving scheme works. And we are not talking about saving scheme. We are talking about we take it as an advance from the customer. Because as a jeweler, we can't tell it is saving scheme.
Okay.
Because only a bank can say it is saving, or only authorized person can say it is saving and I'm giving interest on it. We take this in advance from you for us to make and give later.
At
whatever long months, yes.
Whatever the date. Now government issues these ETFs, right, through direct exchanges. Why don't they issue that through jewelers itself? What is the reasons behind that? If you could touch upon that also in layman's terms. Okay, I don't know anything about ETFs, exchange traded funds, or how that thing functions. What is the difference between, of course, physical gold is physical gold, but what is that segmentation? Why is that being kept that way?
As a jeweler, we need to make some profit, right?
Correct.
So ETF is issued by the government, right? It says that, if you want to have a safe investment, as in where you don't need to see as an ornament, you see it as an investment alone, then you put in ETF. One. The next is any part, even if I give you gold, a raw form also, there needs to be some charges to it. When as and when it becomes physical, there is something involved. It is passing hands, many hands. So naturally, some sort of price is involved for the whole process. ETF, it's not like that. It's something like the government says that it's a promissory note sort of a thing. You have given money to me, I'll give it back to you. So this is something what the government for its citizen it does.
Okay.
As a retailer, as a businessman, it doesn't give me anything, any benefit. It is for the government to do that.
Government directly doing to people.
For the people. So you get that benefit. But then finally, if you once again tell the government or the banks issued, they also have this, physical, can convert to a physical, then the price involved is more than what a jeweler can give.
Or if you decide to convert that ETF into a physical form, it costs you more than going to a jeweler in the first place itself.
Exactly.
If you are only just want to enjoy the appreciation of gold without having the headache of storing and keeping it safe, you go for a government issued ETF maybe, if the intention is only investment.
Exactly.
Okay.
See, another thing what you will say is, this is the only, product where you can wear it and flaunt it instead of keeping it inside a locker.
Correct.
Right? If your currency is in the bank, it is there. But then you can't wear it. You can enjoy it. You can see it on your daughter. You can see it on your wife and see that it's nice. And it looks nice also, isn't it?
Yes.
But same thing doesn't happen in keep it in any other form. So that is the beauty of jewelry.
Right. I think both are different. It all depends on what individuals want. If they want it as an investment, maybe they can go for ETF sort of thing. Continuing on the topic of based on the preference, sir, physical, it's more emotional. I have one question to ask. They have this, in our country, there is this tradition of birthstones and based on the birthstones that astrology, this, that they say. I personally don't believe all that. Is that a scam or how does that work? Because that is very emotional to many people. I've seen growing up. So please, I would like to hear it from a jeweler's standpoint.
Is it a scam to make more people buy jewels, or it has a significance? And if it has a significance, how do you determine this birthstone is for this particular person born at this particular time?
What is that logic behind that emotion?
Astrology, if you can understand, it's a beautiful science.
Correct.
So you told it's correct. So astrology also says that, though I am not an expert in astrology, what they say that this particular period you will be going through some sort of a stress, some sort of difficulties during this particular period. You might ask, how could a gemstone help you in wading of this sort of a difficulty?
Correct.
Correct.
That is where I have a doubt.
Okay.
Astrology, if you consider it as a science, then agreed, superb. When they point it out and say, if you don't do this, this will happen to you, and they stigmatize that if you don't have this, then something bad will happen to you. That is where I have a problem. That is why I asked.
Suppose we don't have a knowledge in certain things. We want to put it saying that it is wrong.
Okay.
So we are ignorant.
Okay.
The science of what we know about astrology in India is so significant, passing I think centuries back. Correct. Right? How are the days were determined those times? How did they know that every 15 days this you have this happening, so many things. Similarly, if the pattern of the planets move, this also changes, right? You would have seen, even water increases, the seabed increases when the change in the planetary motion. If that could happen, why not this? Okay. Talking about the scientific part, it's because I am also ignorant about astrology.
Right.
How I take it. You might have seen that nowadays it comes even in a mobile. if you want to, each part, every living being or even the non-living being, there is this aura. Energy is emitted from each.
Correct.
Anything in the world emits energy, if you agree to that. Energy emitted in different forms. But if you want to see how much of energy is there is this collinear photography.
Okay.
If you use that particular lens, you can see that each body, like our body also has different colors to it. You have blue, you have yellow, you have red. You would have seen in movies, like, suddenly they'll show in a different form. If a person moves, like, you'll see some light is moving. You would have seen color, light moving. That is, they use a different lens to show the energy moving there. Now, each person will have different energy. Now, you both are sitting together. His energy is transferred to you. Your energy is transferred to him. You agree to that?
Okay.
So that's why they say that you don't be near a negative person. If you are healthy, fully healthy, you need to have this particular energy at this much, and that will be shown as color. Suppose there's a shortage of, say, yellow. If there's a shortage of yellow, this particular part of your body is weak, or it is in the process of becoming, there's going to be some problem in your health after some time.
Okay.
That is very clear. Then if it changes from yellow to some other color, it means that you are going to go unhealthy very soon.
Okay.
So, to give that extra energy to you or to make it okay, suppose it is yellow, we say that you wear citrine. That is also yellow color, or a yellow sapphire. Or so many other gems are there in that particular color. If you wear it, it will help you. That shortage of that color will help you in this particular period. Or
Balancing that
energy. Color, energy. So this is where I believe in.
Okay.
Because I am also not very,
Got it.
astrology I don't know. This really helps.
On that,
And suppose you are wearing it. You are sitting to someone next to you. That will surely be effective for him also.
Okay.
And if that is too much of energy, that it should affect him also. And you wear it on a continuous basis. Say suppose you are wearing it in your ring finger for a longer time, that is when it will be effective. You keep removing it and then doing that, the effectiveness is gone. So you can also ask me, like, how a lady can wear a jewelry with so many other colored stones, gemstones.
Okay.
Will it affect her? It won't affect her. She uses it for some time and then removes it and keeps it. So it won't be effective. You have to have it to minimum so many days or hours for you to wear it, for you to get that effect.
So when people buy these birthstones, they directly come and they ask you, I need this color, this thing, or do you recommend? How does that work?
As of me, till now, I don't recommend any gemstone because I am not an expert in it. As I told you, and my father told me, like, if you know of something, do it. If you don't do it. I don't say that, you wear this and either I recommend them to go to some astrologer and find out if they believe in it, or there is a chart. If you're born this particular month, you wear this stone. Or in India, like, we have this Rasi, we have this Nachatram. You have particular days also. The day you're born also, if you're particular this thing, then you can determine as to this is the stone you can wear. This is all predetermined. And also, it can't be the small size. Like that be a minimum so much size for it to give you some sort of effect. Coming to this Navratna stones, they say. So this Navratna stones are different. All are different colors. Nine particular planets and 9 particular stones giving effect. So if you wear that, it's not necessarily like this particular person. Anyone can wear it. The effect is the same. It gives you overall benefit. Coming to diamond, there are certain times in South India we believe that there is something called dosham. Correct? It is also a natural stone. Diamond, as in any other thing, it is also natural stone. It is pass by so many years for it to be formed. What is the dosham? They say that, there is some impurity inside the stone. That impurity is called dosham. Because if that, have that there. Diamond, the brilliance of the diamond comes as to the amount of light passes through it and when it comes out. If say one particular streak of light comes in, if the same quantity of light goes out, the percentage is the same, the brilliance is more. For which the diamond has to be cut in particular shape. There should be so many facets, and these facets have to be this particular angle, this particular shape, and then only all the light which comes in has to be reflected back. If the shape changes, then all the light doesn't come out. What happens is the brilliance is lesser.
That determines the cost of the diamond.
That determines the cost of the diamond. If they say, if there is some, but say it could be like inside this diamond, as you know, it's carbon. If say there is something like manganese or something like that inside, there will be a small dot there. So the light which passes by on the table facet of the diamond while going out, it touches the manganese and then it splits, or it doesn't come out.
It gets absorbed.
Absorbed, or it just blocked.
Yeah.
So then what happens is you don't get that particular benefit. And they say that could affect you. Frankly speaking, I don't believe in that. But then the belief system is there.
South India, you said there is a dosha. You say it is because the manganese absorbs, or let us say it blocks the light and doesn't come out. Is that the reason the dosha was, the stigma was formed, or was it because, the people were not capable enough to understand the reason behind the amount of light not coming back, and so this was constructed around that, or what do you think was the reason behind
Because I don't know the answer. This could have been many decades back, or centuries back this was come out. But simple for us to understand. There is a belief that, while you're going in the car, if one black cat passes across, you go and then things won't go right. What in a country where there's no black cat at all? So there is nothing going wrong with them? It's not that. So I don't believe in that because of the reason I don't know whether it's true or right. So I can't answer to that. Right. And also the price of the diamond is determined if this particular impurity, we call it dosham, and in English term we can talk it as impurity. In this particular small size of diamond piece, if that particular impurity is not there, if this big, then the price is X. For suppose the impurity is there, what you have to do, we have to cut it out. So what happens? There is a wastage. So the stone becomes smaller. So if impurity is not there in a bigger size stone, the price goes up. But nowadays the price of diamond also is going up because of the labor involved. Earlier days, if a small stone of diamond, very small, I'm talking about less than 1 mm, 0.5 mm, 1 mm and all those days, it used to be lesser compared to these bigger size. Because of the labor charge gone higher for such stones and non-availability, you will see them few thousands or more for the smaller size stones than the bigger size stones.
The supply demand thing is same in
every
also, no?
Not diamonds. I think any product for that matter.
Product,
Tomato price goes up when the supply is high.
So, sir, let us assume that I am a young professional just out of college, beginning my career. What is your professional advice for me on investment in gold?
You go to any financial advisor. The first and basic thing what he will say is don't put all your money into one basket. Correct? Yeah. It should be divided. This gold investment can be one of it. I wouldn't say that, you put all your money in gold. From 2000 till say today, in year 2000, the gold price was 400 rupees per gram. The price today, I'm talking about 24 carat. Price today is 7,177 rupees per gram. Okay. You do your math and see what percentage of increase. Also, for you to determine as to whether the right investment or not, you have to see the history. Correct? Has it been giving you enough and more returns? And these are the returns I've been seeing. Then you will naturally go into it. I would say any day investing, like, if you say when is the right time to invest in gold, it is today. Tomorrow it will be different. And mostly what you have seen in past experiences, the gold prices keep going up.
Historically.
So, and as I told you earlier, if there's peace everywhere, like,
The price
you don't need to put in that, yeah. As a young professional, if you're looking at investing in gold, if it's right or wrong, any investment for that matter has to be in different forms. You don't put all the eggs in one basket, right? Gold also similarly, you can surely consider as one of the eggs in that. Reason being that, we have seen always historically the gold price has gone up. If you want to, use it as an ornament and flaunt it, surely you can, by a minimum, say around 3% to 5% to 10%, you pay and then you can wear it. Or you feel that, no, I don't want to put your money in a jewelry, you can, of course, you go to ETF bond, or you can even take as a gold coins and keep. Where when you want to convert to an ornament, you can come to any jeweler. They will exchange to you without any loss for giving to you as an ornament.
There is a lot of entrepreneurship buzz going around. If you are very active on internet, you will see that. A lot of buzz is around either opening a digital marketing company or a tea shop. But I've hardly seen people trying to get into business in the jewelry segment. What do you think the reason for this is so? Is it the entry barrier is high, or do you think any other perspective? Not just jewelry retail, anything related to jewelry, even manufacturing or anything for that.
I think the answer is in your question. Or I could ask you back as what is the kind of investment do you have?
Right.
So if you can point that out, like, I can tell more. Yes, the entry barrier is very high because 1 gram of gold right now is in 22 carat somewhere around 6,500 rupees approximately. So you need to have a minimum of this particular, stock with you for you to even, choose some jewelry. And nowadays you're seeing that, a lot of MNCs have got into this.
Correct.
So earlier, you will see your competition is from your next shop.
Local.
Next, what happened? It is coming from the next area. Next, what happened? You saw competition coming from the next state. Correct? Now we are talking about coming from different countries coming inside.
Corporates
And then coming from out. So the corporates, they have the strength of having multiple stores, wherein they can decrease their cost because the cost is divided with so many other stores. And their purchase power is much higher.
Purchasing.
So, as an entrepreneur, if you are entry into smaller ones, like, it's not practically possible for you to enter this field. Instead, you can always invest in gold and then reap the benefits of the increase in the price instead of seeing the benefit of the buying and selling the difference. Trading of one, buying at X price and selling at one price and taking that margin, it's going to be very difficult.
So, sir, I'm sure the jewelry that you sell at your retail store is not everything made by yourself, but there are some craftsmen who are behind the screen. So, this skill of making this jewelry, is it getting depleted as days goes on, or the tradition is still withheld? And if someone wants to learn, are they learning only through the gene pool, which is from their parents, grandparents, so on? Or are there any professional areas where they can actually learn this art of making the gold jewelries?
I'm very happy you asked this question because we always appreciate and value the art of making jewelry, which has been there for traditional for centuries. It's slowly depleting. It's because we right now we don't give that sort of value to this sort of art. The amount of difficulties a person goes through to make this particular piece by hand is much more higher. Now, there is one sect known as Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma are the people, it could be even, wood man, the carpenter also Vishwakarma. Even a jeweler is also a manufacturer. The goldsmith is also Vishwakarma. I have a person in my store who's past 4 generations, he's the 6th generation in this, making gold jewelry. Now he says that his son is not interested to, anymore follow or learn from him. It's because people don't pay for it. They don't pay for this art. So what he is, finally you have to give up saying that, I don't have a choice but to give in for my son to move away from this particular art. So we are in a very big way losing out. If say an artisan is making this particular shape, he used to go through so many tools to make that shape. Now you give to a CAD/CAM person, he makes that in such a beautiful way using a CAD machine, and then the product is out. Of course, you can find the difference. If you have a good eye, you can find the difference between a handmade jewelry and a machine-made jewelry. But then, will this particular generation give you that much of value to that art is questionable.
I think that is the problem with many of the traditional, even in textiles, handlooms. The same issues are going on, right? That craftsmanship is not being respected. Machines are taking over, and how do you see it, sir? Eventually, like this will fade away, or
unless the government, I think, is come out with some schemes which are being very supportive to Vishwakarma. I mean, Vishwakarma means I'm not talking about this, but then art as such.
To preserve
that tradition, then I think there are a good chance that this art will be preserved. Otherwise, it will disappear. Because people are moving more mechanized. Correct. It will move away.
A small article in the internet which says that every building and everything is getting much simpler, and we are losing all the artwork around. There was a comparison of how the buildings were constructed 50 years ago and 50 years. I mean, now. Today everything is plain white in color. And maybe what you say might happen unless the government intervenes it.
I know many people in your store for more than 10-15 years now. How do you manage to retain your employees for so long? How do you manage the store? If you could touch upon employee management or team management as a whole, and what all systems you have in place to ensure customer satisfaction. How do you get feedback? All that business processes.
I'd also like to say that, we had one Mr. Rangappan who was with us for 64 years. So he was employed.
60% of your journey.
Yes. He was employed with us, for 64 years. And those days, that is when my father was a kid. From then onwards, he was there. He passed away many years ago. But before, my father was, say, around 4 or 5 years old. He joined, and then for 64 years he was working. And my father got into business also. My customers would think that, it's Mr. Rangappan who's the owner of the shop. They wouldn't know it's my father. Because we give that much of importance, and he will be in the main seat and my father will be in the other seat. So people would come and ask for him, buy jewelry from him and then go. And there was also this thing that saying that, if buying jewelry, particular this our shop, has some sort of a luck. And so they would ask Mr. Rangappan to give to their hands. They would feel that, they will buy anything anywhere else. But then there are many villages in Coimbatore. If they want tali, you have that wedlock thing, they come to us. They might buy another jewelry from somewhere else, but this particular thing they won't buy from us only, because they feel that, when they bought and that particular,
sort
couple,
of a lucky charm.
yeah, the couple is, still together and it's been lucky for them. So when the newer generation, they come and see that, we giving that sort of importance and that sort of a respect to our earlier employees, of course, they feel that, when they grow and they are with us for long, we are going to treat them. There are girls who have married and gone, but still they will recommend girls, you go and be here, it's good for you, you can learn. Because we also teach them how to, lead, give the respect to others, how to lead their life and all that. So the parents, they feel that, it's because they were with us that, they are how they are.
I think since you held on to the traditions of Coimbatore also, you're from the roots here, no? That tradition still continues even through the shop also. I've noticed it when I visited. So
Of course, yeah.
What is artificial jewelry, sir?
I think artificial jewelry, probably the terminology itself is wrong.
Okay.
It's made of a different metal, right? It's a fashion jewelry.
Okay.
Not necessarily it has to be gold when you talk about jewelry. It could be anything. It could be a different metal. Now, when the gold prices shot up, what happened was a look-alike of a gold-made jewelry, we started making in silver. So, the difference between gold jewelry and a silver jewelry, you can't see much different. Only a jeweler can see. As a customer, you can't see. That is the finish we started giving in silver ornaments. Now, when the silver ornaments, the silver prices goes up, you shift to a different metal, which is cheaper than that, and which can give you a similar look, a similar feel. If it can't give, then naturally you will see the difference. So there is no that artificial jewelry. I can't accept the term artificial.
Okay. Jewelry is jewelry.
Yes.
It's just made out of different
metals.
Okay.
Yes.
And how is the market for that in the upcoming years?
If you can afford to buy more gold, you start buying gold only. If your house says that, you have to, you have the money, you buy only gold jewelry, you start buying. But you want to wear ornaments differently every time, then buying gold in the form of gold is going to be difficult. Then actually you move to some other metal which is cheaper than gold.
That
is always going to be market for that also.
So finally, Badri sir, thank you for spending so much time with us. We had a lot of insights. One final note I want to leave the followers with, and I wanted to come from you for the benefit of everybody. If somebody is interested, where is your shop located? If you're in Tamil Nadu or viewing in Tamil Nadu, in Coimbatore or some place nearby, where is your shop located so that people can reach you? And what kind of products do you... what are your most selling products? What are you known for? All that you can...
First of all, I think as a jeweler, we are all lucky that, the most beautiful two things from God we are dealing with. One is gold, the other is women. Now that's greatest creation of God. So we are lucky that, on a day-to-day basis, that is where that's our source of income. So we are lucky to be in that particular business. We are located in Tatabad. It's in the 11th Street. It's called Kota Jewellers Private Limited. And the products what we have, because we've been in this field for 100 years, naturally we have added a lot of products to it. But the basics are gemstones, diamonds, gold, silver. Even right now we have brought in even silver ornaments. We have platinum. all this metal we can fix gemstones. So all these are the products we deal in. And if you want, say, invest in the form of gold coins, we have. If you want to buy us 24 karat gold, that is also possible. And we have this, monthly scheme where you can put your money. So what happens in the monthly scheme is that, it is a systematically, and, you without your knowledge, your money is being, put in particular product.
Default saving.
Yeah, without your knowledge, it keeps on adding. So that is the thing also we have.
Anybody in India can avail this.
Yeah, you can always transfer your money in the form of this thing. And we have a lot of customers from, say, right from Coorg to even Calcutta also.
You ship them?
We ship it to them.
Okay.
Either they have come as a tourist or they were working here, and then they ask us to make and we send it. We parcel it to them.
Okay.
We have facilities for that. You can also check our website for more details. It is www.kotajewellers.in. We are in the social media also. You can check in Instagram as well as in Facebook and other forms, Twitter. And we are in all the social media. And if for being authentic Kota Jewellers, you ask for a bill which says Kota Jewellers Private Limited. Then you will know whether you are buying from Kota Jewellers or someone else. I appreciate your patience and your interest in watching the whole video. I take this opportunity to thank Cibi and Vignesh giving me and taking me the memory lane for so many years back, and also the crew who's been here patiently taking all this video and bring this to all of you. Thank you and God bless.